Everyone, back to you into today's video. Going to have a look at weather for the coming week. Not really very pleased with yesterday's weekend forecast. I did say that there was a lot of uncertainty with it, and models have really done quite a bit of a change. It looked very different this morning to how they was looking yesterday morning when I did the weekend forecast. So I'm going to amend the weekend forecast quite a bit today, and apologies for that. But as I did say during the video that yesterday that I wasn't particularly confident in the outcome that the models were predicting yesterday, particularly in terms of the Thundery low that was flirted with the south. It's flirted with the south today. It's going to be around through much of the coming week, and eventually this morning it looked like it's going to give us a real plume of hot air and the potential for some thundery weather around the middle of the week. So quite significant changes on yesterday's forecast. Now, like your own video, just want to make sure you're advertising. There's keyword ads on all my pages at gazwerthiz.com. These words are green and they display links to ads if you roll your cursor over those words. If you click through the words and go to the advertiser's website, then you're supporting gazwerthiz.com by doing that. So we'll start off with the temperature ensembles first of all. Remember, the red line is where we should be for the time of year, and look at this, we're going for a real plume of hot air coming up across the country, particularly into the south, but all areas are going to see the upper air temperatures lifting up this week. Yeah, we're going up above 15 Celsius at 850 HPA. That's proper hot air coming up from the south. If it gets towards 15 Celsius at 850 HPA, then that is proper sort of hot, humid conditions moving up from the south, and that's indicating temperatures probably up to around 30 degrees at 86 Fahrenheit if you get enough sunshine. And that's really the question with this, because although the temperatures are lifting up, we've got low pressure bringing it. So it's going to be unsettled, I think, and there's going to be quite a lot of cloud around. So whether we'll ever realise the true potential that the air could give us, I'm not sure. But it's certainly going to get a lot warmer, and the first real sort of plume, I think, of the summer. So there's the red line where we should be at this time of year. All members of the ensemble shoot up above that red line, and then they stay there for a couple of days. So really we're looking for from around the 18th through towards the 20th. I think we could see those temperatures really quite warm into the very warm category, possibly getting us sunshine into the hot category. And then we have a very dramatic slide down as we go through the 20th into the 21st. So by the time we get to the 21st, we're actually below average. Now, all of these precipitation spikes are indicating that it's low pressure that's bringing this increase in the temperature. But exactly how that low pressure is moving up, that's where the uncertainty lies. So if we have a look at this morning's GFS run, there's the low pressure that's starting all this off, sitting off the southwestern coast of England. Warm air coming out of Mediterranean through Spain and into France on the southern side of that low pressure. If we move through 24 hours, remember this low pressure was supposed to be pushing north into the British Isles and out into the North Sea through Monday and Tuesday. Now it looks as though we're going to keep the low pressure mainly over France on Monday. We've actually got this easterly wind, so away from the southern coastal areas where there could be some rain on Monday. I think many of us are looking at quite a dry day now actually on Monday. That rain will be really down in the channel, possibly just threatening the south coast. Have a look at the precipitation forecast, rainfall forecast from the GFS model in a moment. That low pressure is still more or less to the south of the country as we're going into Tuesday. High pressure, if anything, is trying to develop over Scandinavia. So implies again away from the extreme south, we'd like to be mainly dry on Tuesday as well. Warm air coming up from the south, though. It will be getting warmer as we're going through Monday, Tuesday. And then really it's on Wednesday that that low pressure finally starts to make its move from France, pushing northwards, bringing me very warm, potentially hot air with it, but also bringing the risk of thunderstorms. So this is a proper plume, sort of Spanish plume type scenario as we're going into the middle of the week that the GFS model is predicting this morning. Having a look at the upper air temperatures, and we see that we're pretty cool with the upper air temperatures today. There's the heat getting going though over Spain and southern parts of France. Moving through 24 hours into Monday, then France is turning very hot. We've got the warm air beginning to move up into the south of the country as well. By the time we get through to Tuesday, well, then the hot air is beginning to push on to the southeastern coast of East Anglia and southeastern England. All areas of the British Isles, away from northern Scotland, have turned very warm with those upper air temperatures. And then on Wednesday, that's the plume day. Yes, we've got the 15 Celsius isotherm there, just off the coast of East Anglia. Many of us are within the 10 Celsius isotherm. So that is warm air, very warm air, humid air, and proper plume type conditions. But then to get through to the second half of next week, it all pushes away as that Thundery low moves into the North Sea. The upper air temperatures reduce back down into the 5 Celsius isotherm, and we then turn it very unsettled as we go through the end of the week into next weekend, with low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, proper sort of dartboard low, that by next Sunday, a week away. So much cooler and potentially unsettled next weekend. So perhaps just a brief sort of hot spell, but that's a bit on the speculative side. This is all very different, though, to what we were looking at yesterday. I've got to emphasise that. It's all a very different idea, and it's an evolving situation. Precipitation forecast, well, the rain is restricted to the southwest and the south of Wales, I think, today, along the south coast as well. It's not pushing northwards this, so I did say that on the weekend broadcast yesterday, that there was a lot of uncertainty with today's weather. The uncertainty was just 24 hours away, and it's proved correct. We have seen a big correction there in the area that's under the precipitation, under the rainfall today. Moving out into Monday, and we see that the rainfall is restricted really to the channel along the south coast on this morning's GFS run. To Tuesday, and the showers still really just down in the southwest through the channel, many areas dry on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, that's when the plume pushes in. Lots of rainfall then across the country, and a lot of this will be thundery, thunderstorms, heavy rain, torrential rain in places could be occurring. Look at the convective potential that we've got on Wednesday. We're in those yellow and green colours indicating that's thundery weather, lightning would be going on with that sort of convection. And look how much convective potential there is over Central Europe, Germany, seeing some extraordinarily high convective potential through the middle of next week. That's where the core of the plume is going to be, I think. Temperatures, temperature forecast from GFS, well, we're going to be cool today. We're down in the teens, possibly scraping 20 degrees, but we're below where we should be. It is a cool day. Temperatures lift up a little bit on Monday, getting up to around 21, maybe 22 degrees. It will feel a little bit more humid as well. Increasing those temperatures more as we go into Tuesday. Look how hot it's getting across France and Germany. Temperatures into the 90s Fahrenheit there, and that air is coming our way. But as we go through into Tuesday, we've got the temperatures up to around 25, perhaps 77 Fahrenheit. We'll be feeling very humid in the south by then. And then into Wednesday, that's when we get the hot day. Temperatures here being signalled to be 28 degrees, but I think we could probably lift that up a little bit more, maybe to 30 degrees, 86 Fahrenheit. It will be the warmest day of the year by far, or so far by far. And yes, it's going to be a very hot day if that is correct. Got other models to go out, of course, the ECMWF. Let's see what that's showing. Again, there's the low pressure sitting off the southwestern coast of Cornwall today. Does it move it in any quicker than the GFS? No, it doesn't. On Monday, the low pressure is still sitting more or less to the south of the country. So, again, just threatening the south coast. And as we're going into Tuesday, this will be like Wednesday, actually. Remember, this is in 24-hour steps. We can't go through 6-hour steps with this like we do with GFS. But this is sort of Tuesday into Wednesday. The low pressure is still just at the south of the country, just threatening these southern areas. Notice the high pressure over Scandinavia, and we're pulling in very warm, maybe potentially hot air again from the east with that. And then as we go through into Wednesday, Thursday, this is midnight Thursday, then we've got that low pressure pushing up from France, proper thundery low, bringing that heat and humidity with it. So it's the same idea, this is, as the GFS. We get the plume through the middle of the week with the risk of thunderstorms. Thursday into Friday, this is midnight Friday, that low pressure is being taken out into the North Sea. We're introducing a much cooler, fresher airstream from the west. And then it's the same idea going into next weekend with this area of low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, turning it unsettled and very cool. Finally, have a look at the GEM model, and again, same idea, a low pressure down to the southwest as we go into Monday, restricting that low pressure to the south on Tuesday. Actually, it's over northern France, just threatening the channel, many areas dry, becoming very warm on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, again, this is midnight Wednesday, then we start to see signs of that Thundery low beginning to push towards us. The high pressure over Scandinavia and the low pressure over France is bringing in that very warm, potentially hot air from the continent. As we go into Thursday, then the low pressure is still more or less into the south. So this actually has a slightly slower progression with this low pressure pushing northwards. It probably doesn't get actually up over us until Thursday. And then by the time we get through to Friday, then the low pressure is in the North Sea. So this implies that the Thundery weather is Thursday into Friday, whereas the GFS and the ECMWF is Wednesday into Thursday. So this is 24 hours later, and probably we should go with the GFS and the ECMWF. Although, as I say, this is all so different from yesterday, it's hard to have too much confidence in it. It's an ever-changing and evolving pattern. And then, as we go into next weekend, the GM brings that low pressure in off the Atlantic, much cooler airstream, turning very wet and windy with that. So we've got big changes this morning. Potentially, it looks like we're going to get our first real plume of the summer. Some very warm air coming up through the early and middle part of the week. Could get up to around 86 Fahrenheit, 30 Celsius through the middle of the week. So really warm, hot sort of air. Humid also, but an increasing risk on this morning's evidence that as we go into the middle of the week, we're going to have some big thunderstorms with this Spanish plume pushing up off the continent. So very interesting conditions. I'll be keeping you updated about it through the next few days at gavsweathervids.com. Really interesting weather. Come back this evening if you're interested in the weather for Le Mans and for Glastonbury. I'll be doing updates for those events this evening, probably around 7 o'clock this evening. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching.